Afternoon, everybody. Well, if you're a liberal, you can see that there is an absolute disaster of SNC proportions, and it's all hands on deck, right? Grab your Twitter, grab your audience, tell them the talking points that the PM wants you to push, right? Or, whatever. Here is Prairie Guy tweeting, quote, Christy Clark and Christy Clark BC, Sheila Copps, among the list of distinguished liberals prepared to burn their brand in an effort to save Justin Trudeau's hide. I know he has nice hair, but come on, ladies. And we'll get to the Christy Clark clip in a minute. I wanted to show you this first. Here's the Honorable Sheila Copps responding to Alicia Elliott's tweet, and the tweet is, quote, this is Alicia Elliott first. Then why didn't you answer my very clear question right above that tweet? If you think Jody Wilson-Raybould would care more about native jobs, does this mean that you think Trudeau cares more about white jobs? And if not, why do you think Trudeau is inherently more moral and better than Jody Wilson-Raybould on this front? And the response is, Wilson-Raybould, this is Sheila Copps now, Wilson-Raybould would have looked for legal solutions if 9,000 Aboriginal jobs were at stake. She would have been open to listening to input. Wow. I mean, that's incredibly rhymes with acist, I think. Isn't it? Right? Is that right? I think that's pretty racist. Lisa Raitt says, what? This is the new liberal communication strategy. If the Prime Minister's office provided their spinners this line to use, the Liberals have bigger problems than we know. And she's responding to the tweet that we just looked at. Like, that's an incredibly tone-deaf tweet in comparison, or in reflecting on what's been going on. That's wildly inappropriate. Here's Sheila Copps doubling down again. And hold on, I'm going to show you the tweet she's replying to first. This is a response to Sheila Copps's tweet of Wilson-Raybould would have looked for legal solutions if 9,000 Aboriginal jobs were at stake. And the response is, the Liberals sure picked a messed up way to celebrate Women's Day. I took some editorial license there, but you can read it for yourself. So that's a messed up way to celebrate Women's Day, right? Yeah, it really kind of is. And then Jonathan Kay says, it's like the Liberals went from I #believe every woman to put a sock in it, bitch, in about 4 seconds flat. And the Honorable Sheila Copps responds and says, hey, Jonathan, I'm surprised at you. Two people do not a caucus make. Trudeau has not said bitch to anyone, even though it may apply. The feminist rumblings from the media are certainly questionable. Who is more feminist than Trudeau? Andrew Scheer? Weird, right? So I'll take you back in time, and we'll just listen to him for a minute. Evan was on the TV, but we don't hear from Evan. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, the short answer is just quieten down, baby.
And I resent the comments of the minister who is responsible for the equality of women in this country. I resent his remarks in the House talking about quiet down, baby. I'm not his baby, and I'm nobody's baby, and I'd like him to withdraw those.
I just want you guys to stop and think about the implication of being nobody's baby. Okay, think about it. Okay.
And I certainly wouldn't think of saying to her, quiet down, baby. I was talking to somebody else on the opposite. Why she should think that she was the baby involved is beyond me.
My goodness. So that made me laugh. 1985, a different time in Canada. But wow, Sheila Copps. And here is Christy Clark.
I mean, yeah, everybody will argue they shouldn't have gone about it the way that they did and all that. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about 9,000 jobs and the Attorney General is refusing to save them, I don't know. I mean, I think that's a pretty good argument to move the Attorney General and find somebody who wants to support a growing economy.
This is our media. Oh, just so they broke the law. It's 9,000 jobs, right? You gotta protect that. Here's the Premier of Saskatchewan, I believe.
It's a concerning trend.
And Scott Moe, and he is talking about jobs. The tweet is, I'll read the tweet. It says, the Prime Minister says he's concerned about 9,000 jobs in Quebec, while he continues to support policies doing further damage to Western Canada's sustainable industries, where we've lost 100,000 plus jobs. When will the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, start showing the same concern for those jobs? That's a great question. And especially in light of, he's not asking anybody to break the law. He's not asking the Attorney General to look the other way while somebody else breaks the law, and then compound that by her also breaking the law, because the law says you can't look at economic impact specifically when giving the DPA. And Trudeau was saying, look at all the jobs, look at the economic impact. I mean, how tone deaf can you get? Anyway, here's Scott Moe talking about job losses and how tone deaf this Liberal Trudeau government is on jobs when the West has been struggling for his entire administration, the whole thing. It's incredible.
It's a concerning trend. We see policies directly related to not enhancing the opportunities that we have for our the sustainability of our industries here in Saskatchewan. Bill C-69, the carbon tax most notably, but we have other policies in the works that also are problematic for our economic opportunities here in Western Canada. And then to take this type of a stand with respect to Quebec jobs. I remind the Prime Minister again, he's not the Prime Minister of Quebec. He's a Prime Minister for all Canadians. And he needs to ensure that he is moving forward with policies that support Western Canadian industries like agriculture and manufacturing and energy industry and our mining industry.
And there you have it. I mean, that's a rational argument for jobs that should be and have been historically the bread and butter for Western Middle Canada. Come on, right? And the fact that Trudeau is having this whole quagmire over a Quebec construction and engineering company that for 9,000 jobs, and we're talking a lot more than that. It's a very sad state of affairs. It's terrible, awful. Check out the peoplespartyofcanada.ca, and thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful afternoon.